With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
was just on another planet.
Welcome back, once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season kicks off the Texas two-step right here from Texas Motor Speedway. Drivers going to be out there trying to put in their qualifying laps. Now qualifying track being open to all of these drivers, right at about 30 drivers slotted in here at Texas tonight, ready to put in their time laps, see if they can't go top of the speed charts with a quick time here in qualifying. A lot of drivers already out there. You can see 5 or 6 of them already rolling off of pit road. Open qualifying here tonight. So that means all the drivers going to be out there on track all together. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you the calls from the track side here tonight. A little bit under the weather as spring is in full swing, pollen in the air. You know how the sinuses get affected with that kind of thing. None other, though, will continue to soldier on here tonight. I do want to take a brief moment to thank each and every one of the sponsors all year long here in the Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Big shout out to Ackerman Aviation Group, sponsor for tonight's race, as well as Tyler Rush and the Turtle Shells Group, as well as Into Being LLC. And of course, got to give a shout out to my man Patrick Gaspar down there, bottom left hand side of your screen. There you can see the information listed right there, helping out a great organization. And as you drivers or fans, friends, family go over there and help out the cause, they will add a fast repair to the full-length Indianapolis 500 race that the Split Decisions Racing League is holding here in just a handful of a week. So look for that in the upcoming weeks as well. And well, we'll begin to get rid of some of this information all spattered across the screen there for you. You can see track temperature pretty good, 92 degrees. Gonna have a little bit of grip, a little bit of slip, depending on what line you run out there tonight. So look for these drivers to try to find the line that suits their car or truck the best. And you heard it there for just a brief moment, what suits their car best. That's right, we've got multiple different classes out there on the track here tonight. That's why it's called the Triple Threat. You've got the Cup Class, Xfinity, as well as trucks, all out there on the track, all together, all at the same time, all vying for positions, not just overall, but within their respective classes. SDR doing one amazing thing, unique thing, letting these drivers battle it out with different classes on the track week in, week out, taking some pointers from IMSA in some of the endurance side, as well as NASCAR, putting it all into one big ball. And that's what you got right here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway in the Texas Two-Step 125. Drop a little bit more information off of the screen for you as we begin to put down some qualifying times. Let's go ahead and throw that up on screen for you as well, so you can follow along just as we do. Well, as we've seen before in the past, those Cup cars are dominating those top positions right now. Your top 9 all listed as a Cup drivers. A Truck Series driver, Chase Berry, look at that, up in the 10th spot right now. William Klingbeil, your first. Xfinity driver out there on track as far as the speed charts are concerned here in qualifying, and we've reached right at that halfway mark already, almost 5 minutes in to this 10-minute open qualifying session here for tonight's Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 round. I believe this is round number 19, maybe? I'd have to go back and check on that one. Don't hold me to it. A lot of drivers out there with some time lapse. 22 drivers with a time on the speed charts. We've still got at least 7 or 8 drivers yet to put in their qualifying time here. Matthew Lutz, Patrick Gaspar, Richard Reimuller, as well as Richard Crane, Brandon Shirley, and Vinny Tabby yet to put their qualifying time on the speed charts. Nate Johnson sits on the provisional pole right now. Quick time, 28:75. Ryan Johnson going to put in a faster time. He's going to go second on the speed charts now, knocking on the door of that provisional pole. Brandon Shirley breaks back into the top 5 in qualifying here. Still 4 drivers yet to put in their qualifying time. Patrick Gaspar, the 92 of Richard Reimuller, the 33 of Matthew Lutz, and Vinny Tabby yet to put in their time lap. Reimuller is going to go 16th with his first timed lap. Looks like a lot of the drivers out there tonight ready to just go ahead and get lined up. We've only got a handful out there still utilizing the little bit of time that we have left. Under 4 minutes now remaining in this 10-minute open qualifying session for the Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Tonight's Texas two-step sponsored by Ackerman Aviation Group, headquartered, based right here in Texas. So stepping up to the plate, doing big things the way all of Texas natives do. Everything's bigger in Texas. Gaspar, Lutz, Tabby still yet to go out on their qualifying lap. We've got 26 drivers with a time lap right now, still on top of the speed charts. Provisional pole quick time belongs to that 88 of Nate Johnson, his Ford Mustang, powered well here, and it looks like a Ford and Chevy dominated field. You gotta go all the way back to Elijah Travis in his Toyota Supra to find the first Toyota, and he's slotted in the 20th starting spot right now on those speed charts. As we wind down qualifying, looks like most of these drivers going ahead and starting to file towards the driver meeting area, as well as a pre-race inspection. So as the time clicks off of the stopwatch here, not a lot of time for these drivers to try to take that top spot away. And with all the Cup drivers already putting in their time laps, I do not believe anybody's going to be able to go out there and take that provisional pole away from Nate Johnson. So we'll continue to watch that for just a brief moment. But we're going to step away from the track, head to a brief commercial break, pay a few bills, then trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular
Drivers begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection and head to the starting grid. What a way to kick things off here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Do want to keep an eye out there on the chat for everybody trying to win Dave's dollars tonight. Looks like we've got Elijah Travis E.T. checking in. He thinks these drivers are going to get 144 laps in, and that's right, $5 going to anybody that can actually $10 this week, as nobody won the prize last week. So $5 being added to that prize pool to try to win Dave's dollars if you can guess the amount of laps that these drivers are able to put in this 85-minute timed event. That's right, lap count does not matter. These drivers out there racing the clock each and every week here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Looks like the majority of the field beginning to hit that starting grid, and you can hear those familiar bells in the background. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the Texas two-step 125 right here for the Split Decisions Racing Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season, taking the top spot in open qualifying, the 88 of Nate Johnson. Starting to just his outside, the Taz Motorsports driver, Little Horse, Tiny Horse, Ryan Johnson in the 38 machine. Row number 2 here tonight, the 17 of Lucas Gortman, followed by Brandon Shirley. Row number 3 in tonight's race, Andy Turner, followed by Luke Smith, Chris Wheeler, and Tyler Rush. Back in row number 4. Row number 5 here tonight, the 28 of Kevin Bernheimer and the 77 of Thomas Myers. Dave Gilbert and Chase Berry going to make up row number 6 here tonight. As the field begins to roll off pit road, we'll continue to roll through the starting grid. 13th position here tonight, the 83 of William Klingbeil, just to his outside, Mike Taylor. The 24 of Kayla McCarthy going to line up inside row number 8. Richard Mueller just to her outside. Row number 9 here tonight, Lance Brantlinger and Adam Benefield. William Percy going to start in the 19th position, and rounding out your top 20 in the starting lineup, the 51 of Elijah Travis. Jeffrey Ramsdell, Michael Gitchell back there in row number 11. Row number 12 here tonight, the 37 of Mark Ackerman, as well as Michael Ayward. Vinny Tabby, Brad Youngman, Richard Crane, Patrick Gaspar, and Matthew T. going to round out the field for tonight's Texas two-step right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Field behind the pace car. It's ready to make that left-hand turn. We're ready to go racing for the first time here tonight, race fans. Down and away it goes. Field off of turn number 4. And here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Down into the corner now. Looks like we have a little bit of trouble there on that. Let's make sure we got that all right there. Excuse me, do apologize about the voice. Might have a cough here or there tonight, but right now Ryan Johnson gonna take that top spot away from Nate Johnson. They'll continue around the track. That 38 has been fast all year long. Look for him to continue that trend once again here tonight. Tiny Horse going to victory lane last week. Can he repeat the process? Luke Smith all over the tail end of Ryan Johnson as they cross the line, head back towards turn number 1. Look for these Cup drivers to stay stacked up with each other. Your top 10 on the track right now. All Cup Series drivers will back up just a little bit from the track, give you a little bit more of the action out there. Looks like your top three all nose to tail, all single file down there on the bottom. Looks like Brandon Shirley stuck to the high side right now, looking for a way to the bottom. They fan out off of turn number 4, get single file back around this front stretch and back down into turn number 1. Here comes a pass. Andy Turner looking to the inside of Nate Johnson. Johnson super loose on the outside. Fresh paved track, fresh problems to deal with. That's what happens. Yes, the track is faster, but a lot slicker. Some of the bumps not there anymore, so this track a little bit smoother. Drivers able to keep the hammer down a little bit longer. Look for these drivers to be fighting that wheel all night long. 2 drivers already listed out of tonight's race. Matthew Lutz, Patrick Gaspar, both missing the start, both back behind pit wall, still working on their machines, trying to break into tonight's feature event, the Texas Two-Step 125, presented to you by Ackerman Aviation Group. And as the battles slowly go away, slowly dissipate at the front of the field, we're going to jump back here. There you can see the lone truck driver, Chase Berry. He's got himself about 2.6 seconds to make up to get to the back end of that Cup Car class, but he's got quite a distance behind him. 3.2 seconds all the way back to this man right here, Mike Taylor. Taylor listed in the Xfinity Series, but showing truck driver out there, so we'll have to get that all fixed up on the administration end. Richard Reimuller is your first driver in the Xfinity class, your highest running driver, sitting in the 13th right now. Dave Gilbert, he's had some trouble. Gilbert right there in that number 7, he is dropped through the field. Cup driver sitting just inside of your top 15. Brad Youngman with some trouble already here tonight, and it looks like Kayla McCarthy may have been caught up and involved in an incident as well. Let's go back, take a look, and see what happened here with Youngman. Oh, there you see the contact with the other car and more contact, drivers going around. Youngman goes to pit road. We'll jump back live once again at about the mid-pack point right here, following Dave Gilbert, Mike Taylor, Chase Berry all on track right now. There you can see Berry just off in the distance. He's got about 5 seconds of a buffer. Back to Mike Taylor and Dave Gilbert, who we watch battling on screen right now. Can that 29 of Taylor find a little more pace, because he's got some truck drivers right behind him right now. And Vinny Tabby, he's got some issues. He's to pit road as well. Five minutes into tonight's 85-minute timed event, we've had multiple drivers already with some trouble here tonight. 3, in fact, already down on the pit lane. Vinny Tabby, Kayla McCarthy, and Brad Youngman all have trouble early. All having some issues, and it looks like the trouble too much for Youngman to overcome. He's back behind pit wall. Kayla McCarthy already back out on the track. Vinny Tabby, he leaves pit road now in his 47 truck, so look for Tabby to try to make up some ground here, already down multiple laps. Gonna jump around the speedway just a little bit. We'll jump back up here to these Cup class drivers. Your pole sitter has dropped from Grace all the way back to the 6th spot. Now Nate Johnson was your pole sitter, now sitting back in the 6th position. He's got a hungry few drivers just behind him, about a 1 second back. Tyler Rush, Thomas Myers, Chris Wheeler, and Kevin Bernheimer all right there, ready to knock on the door, ready to pounce should one of these drivers have some trouble. And there you can see that 44 of Tabby going down, 47 of Tabby, I should say, that Xbox sponsored Chevy Silverado going down yet another lap here as these Cup cars, these Cup class drivers continue to pound the pavement, continue to put in quick time after quick time. Ryan Johnson continues to lead the field in that 38 machine. Tiny Horse himself with almost a half a second advantage as they work their way back down the backstretch once again. Lucas Gortman looks to the inside of Andy Turner. Big little stack up right here. There you can see that 97 with some trouble. The 97 is Jeffrey Ramsdell. He's looking to try to keep himself on the lead lap. He's not going to be able to do so as all of these drivers continue to file around the track. Tyler Rush with a solid run right here, up inside of your top 10 right now, sitting in the 9th position. We stay green flag, no big catastrophes or calamities so far out here tonight. We'll stay with this battle on track as drivers continue to put down some of these Cup drivers continue to put down some of the Xfinity class drivers and some more of these truck class drivers as well. And this is where things get interesting as these drivers run up on the slower cars, the slower vehicles, where they pick their moves, how they make their way through the field. That all determines how much these other drivers are able to catch in, maybe take advantage, use one of the back markers as a pick. But right now, Ryan Johnson, nothing to worry about at the front of this field. Your race leader as himself, right at a half a second advantage as he goes by the 51 of Elijah Travis. That's going to put that 51 down a lap. The only Toyota out there on track. Ooh, that super tight it looked like right there. Maybe a little bobble on the bottom of the racetrack, and that's why Travis had to chase that Supra up the track. But man, oh man, Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, both of these drivers, top 2 drivers in the point standings, top 2 drivers on the track, and they continue to battle it out. Slugfest left and right, week after week. Who's going to be able to walk away with the supremacy here at the end of the season? Championship chase just a few races away. We'll get into some of that a little later on throughout this month, begin to shape up those championship point standings, the overall championship point standings, as well as those 3 different class champions that we're going to have here in the Split Decisions Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Ryan Johnson continues to lead the field. We'll check in on that lap count real quick, give all you Dave's Dollars contenders out there an idea. 20 laps already on the board. Your race leader going to come around to begin his 21st lap of tonight's race, so keep that in mind. You have all the way up until an hour left, 60 minutes left, so you've got just about 15 minutes to put your picks in. Gotta have it written down there in the chat. If you think you can guess the amount of laps these drivers going to be able to put in the entire 85-minute span of tonight's timed event, go ahead, jot it down there in the chat. We'll keep an eye on it, and you might have a chance to win Dave's Dollars right here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network with Split Decisions Racing. Nate Johnson in that 88 seems to be struggling quite a bit here. Just a big moment. There's one drive. Oh my gosh, that was close. That was mighty close, as a matter of fact. Woo. Things getting dicey. Oh, and what's happened? Ryan Johnson, he's been up into the outside wall. Luke Smith gonna take the top spot away. Johnson scrubs that outside wall, loses about a second worth of time on the track. He had right at a half a second advantage over Luke Smith. Now Smith almost out to a 1 second advantage over Johnson. So these drivers swapping that top spot. And here comes Brandon Shirley. He'll be knocking on the door of the top two here very shortly. We'll jump back around the track just a little bit. Check this battle out between Thomas Myers and Chris Wheeler. Wheeler with the Midnight Mac on the hood of that machine here tonight. Can he put that Chevy ZL1 Camaro in victory lane or up in one of those podium spots here tonight? We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out. Thomas Myers right there all over his rear deck lid. The Gatorade sponsored 88 of Nate Johnson still having some struggles. Johnson falling 7 spots from where he started tonight's race up on the pole position here. Johnson struggling to find some grip, struggling to find some speed inside of that Ford Mustang. The drivers continuing to mix it up as more drivers continue to fall off of the lead lap. Out of the 29 drivers that started tonight's race, 27 made it to the grid. Looks like we have still got 25 out of there on the track, but only 13 left on the lead lap. And scratch that, that's going to move down to 12 drivers on the lead lap. And how about this? Out of those 12 drivers that are on the lead lap, every single one of them are Cup Series drivers except for one, Chase Berry, the lone wolf out there here tonight. He's the only Truck Series driver still on the lead lap. He is leading that truck class, and he is in front of all of those Xfinity Series drivers as well. So Berry getting the job done inside of his Chevy ZL1 Camaro. Just under 11 minutes now remaining for anybody that wants to try to get in on the fun, get in on the games here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Dave's Dollars up for grabs, $10 on the line, and if nobody gets it right, well, that's going to roll over to next week, and we'll have a $15 Dave's Dollars contest. All you got to do is guess the right amount of laps that these drivers are able to put in this 85-minute timed event. Can you get it right? Can you take Dave's Dollars? And for some of the new viewers out there, let's go over why we call this the Turtle Shells Triple Threat. The 2021 season, well, obviously the 2021 season is pretty self-explanatory, but the Triple Threat, well, that's because there's 3 different classes out there on the track as they run week in, week out. You've got the Cup cars as well as the Xfinity cars and the Gander Mountain trucks also out there on the track all at the same time. So mixing things up, throw a little bit of IMSA into that with that, as well as no full course cautions unless the track is pretty much jammed up with some calamity and chaos. So we will not see that full course caution flag wave, only local yellows until we find ourselves at that halfway point. That is typically when we see everybody go ahead and get themselves back focused, set to make their runs, their final runs to the front at the end of the night. endurance race style racing. Once again, another reason why we call this the Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season, 85-minute timed event, week in, week out, so nobody really knows the finish line. Some of these cup cars, they may run upwards of 100 and something laps, whereas maybe the trucks only get in 90. So it all really just matters how fast you are on how many laps you get to race. But we have seen these drivers put in quite a few barn burners coming down to the end. And it looks like right now Luke Smith, after Ryan Johnson had the trouble, he has stepped away now to an overall race advantage of 1.6 seconds out in front of Johnson right now. And it looks like we are down to just 9 drivers left on the lead lap. Dave Gilbert may be on that lead lap still, but very, very close to going 1 lap down. Chase Berry has already been to pit road for his first green flag pit stop. Richard Crane enters pit road now. We've got more drivers with some trouble out there tonight. Looks like Tabby, Yunkman, Lutz, and Gaspar back behind the pit wall. Still going to jump around the racetrack just a little bit, try to bring you some of the action for position, some of these battles for position right now. That 77 of Thomas Myers, well, he's got Nate Johnson in the 88 right behind him. There you can see the 14 machine of Michael Hayward. He is one of those Xfinity Series drivers, and he is losing yet another lap here. These Cup drivers not playing around at all, down to just 10 drivers left on the lead lap. Dave Gilbert, your final Cup class driver, final driver on the lead lap. Looks like Lance Brantlinger is listed as the first car 1 lap down. We'll jump back to this battle on the track right here. Kevin Bernheimer, he's got a few drivers tucked up in behind him. There's Richard Rye Mueller, your highest running Xfinity class driver on the track right now, sitting in the 13th position, and we've only got about 6 minutes remaining. If you want to get in on it, you gotta put your guess down there in the chat. Let's see what you got. Can you win Dave's Dollars here tonight in the Texas Two-Step 125, brought to you by Ackerman Aviation Group. Three-wide battle for a brief moment between a few different classes right here. Cup drivers as well as truck drivers out there on track, mixing it up amongst each other. Nate Johnson slowly making his way back to the front, but we've got some of those Cup class drivers making their first pit stop. Looks like Lucas Gortman, Tyler Rush, Dave Gilbert all going to come to pit road this time by, so they'll give up the track position. That's going to leave us with just about 7 drivers left on the lead lap. Luke Smith now has opened up a huge advantage over Ryan Johnson, right at about 3.5 seconds. And Johnson, he's got himself some company. We'll take a look at this one. Brandon Shirley, just about 2/10 off of that rear deck lid of Johnson. Can Johnson keep that 38 up there in front? Can he try to run down Luke Smith? Because that Ford Mustang has absolutely stepped away. The 10 lightning fast here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. There you see the man that leads tonight's race event here, sponsored by Ackerman Sponsored by Ackerman Aviation Group, the Texas two-step 125. There you can see that 10 of Smith running back up on some back markers. Another another Xfinity class driver, as well as truck driver, falling back behind the 8 ball a little bit more. And there you can see Chase Berry was your highest running truck driver. Now he's listed a handful of positions down in the truck class, also listed 2 laps down on the evening. So a big hole to crawl out of for that 5 of Barry, and it looks like his pit stop was pretty smooth, pretty even right there. 14.8 seconds down in the box. Some of these Cup drivers in their boxes for 15 plus seconds, so we'll have to keep an eye out there, see which pit crew reigns supreme here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. More drivers to pit road. Looks like William Percy, William Klingbeil, as well as Mark Ackerman, all going to come to pit road, all going to get their first fuel and Ford tires service here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in the Texas two-step 125, presented to you by Ackerman Aviation Group, right here for Split Decision Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. If you haven't already, race fans, toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. Whether you're just sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family, or possibly even one of the sponsors here throughout the season, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. And, well, show these drivers some love and toss them a thumbs up. Your top 6 on the track still yet to come to pit road. Luke Smith leads everybody. Ryan Johnson right there in second. Brandon Shirley, Chris Wheeler, Nate Johnson now back inside the top 5. Thomas Myers rounds out the field of drivers yet to hit pit road that are on the lead lap. We do have a few drivers that have yet to hit pit road but are scored down behind the 8 ball off the lead lap. Lance Brantlinger sitting in the 11th position. He's yet to bring his machine to pit road, as well as Jeffrey Ramsdell being listed 3 laps down. Ramsdell has yet to come to pit road for his first stop as well. Back to this battle that continues to rage. That's for second and third overall on the track. The 38 of Ryan Johnson has got the 85 of Brandon Shirley tucked in behind him. Can that Ford Mustang driver, can Shirley get up there and take that second spot away and make it a 1-2 for Ford here tonight in Texas? We'll continue to watch this battle for second and third on the track, as they have got themselves about 7.5 second race advantage over Nate Johnson, who's battling with Chris Wheeler right now. The 88 and 22 going at it out there on the track. Looks like William Percy has had some trouble. He brings his 95 Chevy Silverado to pit road, and it looks like Percy gonna go back behind pit wall. We're gonna lose yet another driver here to some trouble. Texas No Limits Motor Speedway claiming some victims here tonight. I guess, track acting like Doc Holliday a little bit out there tonight, and being a few of these drivers huckleberries. Looks like a few of them caught out at the OK Corral, and the shootout did not go their way. But right now, stepping away in the Texas two-step, Luke Smith in the 10 continues to build that gap. Chris Wheeler, Thomas Myers both come to pit road this time by. That's going to leave us with your top 4 out there on the track, still yet to come to pit road. Nate Johnson going to peel off. He'll come to pit road this time by. How long will your top 3 stay out there? We're going to take a look up here with your race leader. There you can see that 10 of Luke Smith. What does he do this time by? Looks like he thought about peeling off for pit road. Going to stay out on the track for at least one more lap around this track. And I tell you what, race fans, these drivers putting in a very quick race here tonight. Yes, it's going to be 85 minutes no matter what, but these drivers putting down some laps here tonight, that's for sure. We're going to take a brief look at the lap count. 54 laps into tonight's 85-minute timed event, and I don't know, ET. I think our picks might be a little low. I think these drivers might break the 150 mark as far as the lap count is concerned. Although the verbal numbers don't matter here, we've got it written down 144, 142. So we'll see if either one of us are right, and we'll see if Dave's Dollars rolls over to next week as we jump on board overhead of the hood of that Orange Crush 10 of Luke Smith. He's going to break for pit road. What does Ryan Johnson and Brandon Shirley do? They stay out on track. Going to extend this first fuel run here. We're only about 10 minutes away from that halfway stage to break the halfway point. Going to let some of these drivers get themselves back on the lead lap with their respected class leaders. Going to allow these drivers to come back down to pit road, make some more changes if they need to make some more changes. And right now, Ryan Johnson, he's going to go ahead and break for pit road. Brandon Shirley going to come down pit road as well. Lucas Gortman now in that 17 machine. He looks to try to take over that top spot. Gortman gonna make his way off of turn 4 back through the trioval, and I believe he's gonna take that top spot away. Yes, indeed. Came to pit road back on lap number 40. That's about 15 laps prior to Luke Smith coming down pit road. So the undercut working well here for Gortman. And as we do work our way closer to the halfway point, do want to say thank you to each and every one of you tuning in tonight. Sorry about the voice. No, we're a little bit off here and there. Sinus trouble going on right now down here in the mountains of North Carolina. A lot of pollen out in the air, a lot of rain releasing a lot of those things in the air. And you know how it is sometimes. Well, I can say at least it ain't COVID. How about that? So I may sound a little bit rough. Things may be a little bit slower with the thinking process right now with some of the Benadryl medicine and things of that nature, but still, we're going to continue to bring all the great calls, all the great action from the track here tonight to you right in your living room, right on your phone, right in the palm of your hand, or maybe even on your desktop right here for the Split Decisions Racing Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. You're watching the Texas Two-Step 125, brought to you by Ackerman Aviation Group. And as we have completed the first round of green flag pit stops, we're going to run down, do a little bit of house cleaning on tonight's race for you here as we inch closer to that halfway point. 29 drivers came to the track here tonight. 27 actually made the starting grid. We are down to just 23 drivers out there on the track, and only 10 only 10 remaining on the lead lap. The 77 of Thomas Myers is listed as the last driver on the lead lap. Dave Gilbert, first car, 1 lap down. Gilbert running in the 11th position. Chase Berry was able to make up a little bit of ground, a little bit of time, get himself some of those laps back. I believe Berry still being listed just 1 lap down, but is your highest running truck driver. So let's check in with some of those class drivers out here tonight. Leading the field, overall race leader, your Cup class leader right now, that 17, I apologize. He was able to make the short pit, the undercut, and now that 17 right here on screen, Lucas Gortman out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He loves to drive for tacos, and he's going to be able to get a lot of tacos if he walks away with this overall race win, leading the Cup class. Right now, that 17 Chevy ZL1 Camaro of Lucas Gortman. We'll jump back to this man right here on track. The 29-year-old out of Lake City, Florida, the Sunshine State, Chase Berry, leading the class of truck drivers right now and is the highest running driver that is not a Cup driver, sitting in the 12th position. Not far behind Berry on the track, though, as far as spots are concerned. This man right here, Richard Reimuller, in the Spaceballs sponsored Chevy Camaro, leads the Xfinity class here tonight. Reimuller with a solid run. No need to apologize for doing your best, because it is the best in the Xfinity class. Can the Lynbrook native get the job done here tonight and continue to dominate the Xfinity class? We'll have to keep an eye on Reimuller for the rest of tonight's race. We'll run down a few more drivers out there on track back towards the front of the field. This man led a ton of laps here tonight already. Luke Smith looks to go back to that top spot here once Gortman has to come back to pit road. Can the 19-year-old get the job done? And, well, not necessarily crushing it right now, but we are bringing him to you because, well, he has been crushing it out there tonight in the Ford Performance number 10. That crush machine looking sweet. Ryan Johnson, tiny horse. He's right there. He's trying to make his way back up to Gortman and Smith right now. We have seen Ryan Johnson lead a ton of laps this season. We've seen him in victory lane multiple times. We've seen him up there at the top of the overall point standings for a very long time as well. Can the Taz Motorsports driver get a little bit further through this field and make his way into that top spot? And there you can see Luke Smith taking that top spot away from that 17 of Lucas Gortman. And now here comes Ryan Johnson. He's all over it. He's right there. He's going to jump into that second spot. Now a battle begins for the top spot once again between Smith and Johnson. Johnson all over that rear deck lid right now, looking for that top spot, looking for the overall race lead, looking for the lead of the Cup class. And we have been right here with these Cup class drivers for the majority of the race here tonight. That's where the majority of the action is, as the rest of the field, big gaps between themselves. Big gaps for position on track, big gaps for position in respective classes. There you can see that 51 of Elijah Travis, 3 wide on the front stretch with your top 2. Fighting hard for that top spot right before this halfway stage break. We'll continue to watch this battle unfold, but how about we jump back here a little bit further, because here comes that 22 of Chris Wheeler. Wheeler trying to close in on Tyler Rush right now. We've seen a little bit of smoke there on the front stretch. No race incidents to be worried about or talked about with that one right there. Everything's still clean and clear out there on the track tonight. Luke Smith still has Ryan Johnson all over him. Tyler Rush trying to fight off the hard-charging Chris Wheeler right now. That 22 slotted in the 8th position. And how about we go a little bit further back through the field? How about we go back to some of the drivers running back here towards the rear of the field? Check in with some of these drivers. There you can see that 48 of Michael Gitchell sitting in the 18th position right now. His Ford Mustang Xfinity Series machine with a little bit of trouble, a little bit of rear end damage on the back end of that thing. We'll take a look at Lance Brantlinger, who was leading the truck class for a brief moment, now finds himself third in line in the truck series. Fourth in line, I apologize, as Chase Berry, Mike Taylor, Adam Benefield, all in front of him. William Klingbeil looks to make up some time on the track, looks to make up some spots in his class. There you can see the Xfinity Series driver Klingbeil trying to get that Whiskey River 83 machine up there in battle with Richard Reimuller for a spot. He's got himself quite a gap to overcome, though, right at about 18 seconds it looks like, to get up there and battle with Reimuller. So right now, that 92 sitting pretty at the front of the Xfinity class. So with that being said, we'll jump back around the track just a little bit more. There's Nate Johnson, your pole sitter, back to Thomas Myers, and now Luke Smith, Ryan Johnson still going at it, and Johnson takes that top spot away. Right at the 46-minute remaining mark, Ryan Johnson goes back to the point once again here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in the Texas Two-Step 125, sponsored by Ackerman Aviation Group, right here in Split Decision Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Ooh, big moment there for Ryan Johnson behind the back marker. He's going to lose some ground. 3 wide now as they go to the outside of Dave Gilbert. Gilbert struggling to try to stay just 1 lap down, and he's going to fall back at least 1 more lap. Now going to be listed 2 laps down. The first driver off of the lead lap in that stage. Caution gonna come out. Looks like Gilbert going to get at least 1 of those 2 laps back. What a run to the stage break right there. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, man, mixing it up left and right. What a run halfway through tonight's event already, race fans. So I tell you what, why don't we go ahead? Why don't we check in with this? Why don't we see if we can't see how many laps these drivers were able to put in? I tell you what, we'll do that right after we go back green flag racing. We'll let all these drivers get sorted back out, let all the running orders get taken care of. So with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, as everybody going to come down to pit road for this stage break. So with that being said, don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
got big-time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Back live trackside as the pace car lights are off. All the pace car lights coming back on. Looks like these drivers going to make at least one more trip around. Looks like we had one driver out of line trying to get themselves back into position, back where they need to be. Pace car lights come back on as we are now down to just about right at 40 minutes remaining in tonight's 85-minute timed event right here in the Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Big time shout out to all the drivers out there on track putting down all these fast times week in, week out, not just here tonight, but all throughout the season. Want to give a big shout out right here to this man, not out there on track with us tonight, up there in the race control booth, actually, Patrick Gaspard. There you can see the information on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. working with a great veterans group to bring some help to the veterans homeless situation, and really it's quite a I hate to use this word given the circumstances we find ourselves in with the COVID situation, but it's kind of an epidemic here in the United States. A lot of veterans end up somehow, some way, without a home to be living in after they have given so much to us. So giving back, great shout out there to Patrick Gaspar working with that organization. And if you can go over there to either of those spots, donate a little bit of money, these drivers will add a fast repair to their full length Indianapolis 500 race coming up here in the next handful of weeks. We'll have some more information as that event gets a little bit closer, but a big time shout out, great thing that Gaspar is a part of right there. And if you can help out, why not? Every dollar helps, as 22 veterans a day commit suicide, and that is 22 too many if you ask me. So help a fellow veteran out, help a fellow iRacing driver out. Head on over to the links right there on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. iRacing pace car ready to duck off. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing once again here at Texas Motor Speedway. Single file restart. Field gets up through the gears. Ryan Johnson takes off and sets sail once again. Johnson up through the gears, but Smith not letting him go anywhere. Lucas Gortman running well right here on this restart. He's slotted in that third position. Gortman had control of the race there for a brief moment. Now he's running back in the third position. Look for him to maybe utilize that undercut, that short pit one more time here tonight. We'll jump around the track just a little. Whoa, going back through the field. 28 of Kevin Bernheimer. He has a big moment. More drivers with trouble off of 2. Jeffrey Ramsdale had to chase the car all the way down the track. There's Elijah Travis. Travis going for a spin. How in the world did Elijah Travis save that Toyota Supra? I don't know, but he was able to do so. Heck of a job, a heck of a wheelman right there. Travis getting the wheels back underneath him, going back in the right direction. We're down now to just 34 minutes remaining in this 85-minute timed event. And we said we were going to check on it, so why don't we go ahead and check this out here? Let's see how many laps these drivers have been able to put in so far. 89 laps on the board so far here tonight. And I don't know, Elijah, our 144 and 142 guesses look like they may be a little bit short. Gonna check around just a little bit more on the field. Jump back to this battle right here that's on a screen. Michael Gitchell, Michael Hayward right there in line. They have Adam Benefield not too far off in front of them. Benefield right at about 4.5 seconds out in front of this battle going on between these Xfinity Series drivers. Ooh, big moment there for Elijah Travis. Once again, the 51, all types of out of shape after touching that apron down there. Got to be careful not to upset the car too much. We'll jump back to your highest running Truck Series driver. Once again, right here, that 5 of Chase Berry sitting in the 12th overall position. Berry still listed off of the lead lap as far as the overall standings are concerned, but leading his class right now. Berry sits in 12th. jump around the speedway just a little bit. And I tell you what, why don't we jump around just a little bit on the cameras? Why don't we go high above the track? Spotter cam. That's right. That's what these drivers partner in crime. This is what they see. This is how they express what's going on track for their drivers. And while we were away watching some of the battles in the back of the field, look at this one at the front of the field. Lucas Gortman has taken over the race lead, the overall lead, the lead of the Cup class. He's now in front of Ryan Johnson and Luke Smith, who continue to battle side by side. Halfway down the backstretch, now back into turn number 3. Still side by side with Johnson on the bottom. Luke Smith at the top. They've got Brandon Shirley still in tow. Andy Turner not too far off of Shirley right now. So your top 5 stepping away from the field. Swapping lanes on the track, Ryan Johnson now going to be to the high side. He'll have Luke Smith looking to the bottom. Smith not able to get there, and a little bit of contact with that outside wall for Turner. The 33 up into the 35 up into the outside wall there off of turn number 4. He's going to lose just a little bit of ground to Brandon Shirley, who is still trying to hang tight, still trying to hang out right there in that 4th position, trying to stay on the tail end of Luke Smith. But what does the front of this field do? We've seen Lucas Gortman play the undercut, the short pit strategy there in the first half of tonight's 85-minute timed event. Almost worked out for him. He was behind your race leaders when he made that undercut. Will he attempt that undercut once again and attempt to take back control? Well, he's got control right now. Can he keep it for the rest of tonight's race? Now under 30 minutes remaining. These drivers have that finishing line on their minds. They have got a checkered flag to try to go out there and capture, and right now Lucas Gortman gonna hang out to the high side, make his way by a lot of back markers to 3 wide, racing between some Xfinity car drivers running near the rear of the field, and these Cup class drivers at the front. Lucas Gortman scooting away from Ryan Johnson, who continues to try to pull away from Luke Smith. There you can see 1, 2, 3 on the track coming off of turn number 4, and a big time scrum of drivers right there off of turn 4 that time for these lead lap drivers to try to make their way around. Let's check out this battle right here. That's Michael Gitchell. Ooh, big moment there. Big time moment there. Michael Hayward in that 14 machine. He had the 97 of Jeffrey Ramsdell behind him. Here comes Tyler Rush. Contact between that 37 and the 51 of Travis. Mark Ackerman with a little bit of struggle here tonight. Here comes your pole sitter, that 88 of Nate Johnson. He's trying to make some splash late in the going, trying to make his way back up through the running order here tonight in the Texas two-step 125. Big battle on track right now. Not all for position, not all for track spots. Kevin Bernheimer does have that 77 of Thomas Myers slotted in just behind him. Big time 3 wide moment there for just a brief second. Whew. Drivers mixing it up, making their way through these back markers. Chris Wheeler in the 22. He's trying to hang on to the tail end of that 77, and a big moment right there as Wheeler scooted into the bottom of the track off of 4, just inside of that 51 of Elijah Travis. They'll stay green flag racing right here at Texas No Limits Motor Speedway. We'll jump back to the front of this field as this battle continues to rage on. Lucas Gortman has fallen from grace. He is now back down into that third position. Ryan Johnson reassuming the race lead. Luke Smith right there behind him. Brandon Shirley still in tow, sitting in that fourth spot. Your top four have been able to scoot away from Andy Turner. We've seen that 35 have some struggles off of turn 4 into the outside wall. That has put a slow to his go here late in the race as we inch closer and closer to the final 25 minutes in tonight's official timed event. That's right, these drivers have been racing for right at an hour already. 60 minutes on the stopwatch for the Split Decision Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season drivers. Ryan Johnson leads the field. Luke Smith, man on screen right there in second. Lucas Gortman now back in third. So we'll continue to jump around the track just a little bit, try to bring you all the action that we can now, keeping an eye on that 85 of Brandon Shirley as he inches closer and closer up there to Lucas Gortman. That's going to be a battle for third and fourth on the speedway. Adam Benefield's able to get by Richard Mueller back there for the 14th position, so passes being made all over the racetrack. William Klingbeil going to take a spot away from Michael Ayward. Well, that's a spot for 17th right here. Thomas Myers was able to get by Kevin Bernheimer. That was for the 8th position back just a handful of laps ago. Under 25 minutes now remaining. These drivers have crested that 60-minute mark, and you can see a few drivers out there with some big-time trouble here tonight. Brad Youngman, first driver out of tonight's race with some troubles, with some issues. Vinny Tabby, Richard Crane, William Percy, and Kayla McCarthy join him back behind pit wall, back in the garage, back at the haulers, and out of tonight's Texas two-step 125. Looks like Elijah Travis has some trouble. He's going to bring that 51 Toyota Supra back down the pit road, the only Toyota out there on the track. And right now, it's a pretty even mix as far as the manufacturers are concerned here tonight. From Texas No Limit Speedway, Ryan Johnson sitting in a Chevy ZL1 Camaro. He's got that top spot. Luke Smith, Brandon Shirley, both Ford drivers, then another 3 Chevys back to a Ford Chevy Ford. So quite an even mix inside your top 10. Still watching this battle between drivers on the lead lap, but at the end of the Cup class, Kevin Bernheimer looks to try to make up some spots on Thomas Myers. Nate Johnson just off in front of them. Lucas Gortman in that 17. He looks like he's pulling that undercut again. First driver on the lead lap to come to pit road. Let's see where he shakes out. He's definitely going to fall off of the lead lap with that early green flag pit stop. But where will he shake out at the end of tonight's event? Already into the box, down and away, back up to speed. Gortman looks to try to stay on the lead lap, and it looks like he very well may here. Going to be very, very close. No, he's going to end up that one lap down indeed, and Ryan Johnson continues to pick him up, lay him down here tonight from Texas No Limits Motor Speedway. We'll jump back to this battle that continued to rage, and now it is over and done. Caution flag flies. 77 hard impact with the outside wall. My goodness, a lot of drivers caught up in that one. The 9 also involved in this. That is Adam Benefield. He's trying to get himself back up to speed. We'll take a look back, see how it all went down. Catching it late looks like the 28 of Bernheimer, the 77 of Thomas Myers, as well as that 9 of Adam Benefield, all caught up, all coming together right there off of turn number 4 on the front stretch. So that's going to put us under caution for the first time here tonight. First on-track incident that brought the field to a crawl, so we'll jump back up at the front with your race leader, Ryan Johnson, as he brings the field back up behind the pace car. Long way to go for some of these drivers to get back around the track. Looks like pit road is closed at this point in time, but what does that do for Lucas Gortman? He was trying that undercut, trying that short pit. What's that do for his strategy? What does he do right here? Looks like he's going to have that lucky dog, so he's going to be able to come around, get back on the same fuel entire strategy, but it's going to wipe away any advantage that he was looking to have here by coming down pit road very early. Looks like we do have a few drivers electing to stay out. Here's that 77 of Myers finally getting to pit road. David Gilbert also right there on track. Gilbert coming to pit road. Lucas Gortman, what does he do? You can see him out there staying on track. He is in that lucky dog position. So look for him to get the wave around, come around pit, and back to the tail end of the longest line. And again, race fans, want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of you tuning in here tonight and each and every night that you do. If you haven't already, toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're just sliding through to say what's up or you are the dedicated fan, friend, family, or maybe even sponsor. We do appreciate each and every one of you. These drivers appreciate each and every one of you. So show them you appreciate them. Toss these drivers a thumbs up. Caution flag flying just about 5 minutes past the 60-minute mark, so field will come to a crawl. What does Lucas Gortman do here? He's going to get himself back onto the lead lap, but he's going to be a little bit off of the pace without actually receiving that lucky dog. Looks like Gortman did not receive that lucky dog, so he's going to have to stay out there on the track in order to get himself back on the lead lap and give himself a fighting chance at walking away with any type of decent finishing order there. You can see long train of Cup class drivers all mixed up right now. Field back behind that iRacing pace car. Looks like Gortman rubbing the back fenders just a little bit on that pace car, giving our good buddy Upstate Al a little bit of shenanigans to deal with inside of that iRacing pace car. Do want to give a big shout out to Al, coming all the way down from way up top, all the way down here, down south to Texas Motor Speedway to drive that iRacing pace car for us here tonight. And as the pace car lights go out, Lucas Gortman gonna fly by. He'll look to catch up to the tail end of this field. Single file restart here as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing. We are down to under 20 minutes remaining in tonight's 85-minute timed event. So these drivers have got to go. It is down. It's down and dirty. It's time to get it done. You got to take advantage of any and every opportunity you are able to. And there you can see that 51 of Elijah Travis looks like he will line up in between your race leader and the driver that's going to be sitting in second, Luke Smith. So look for Smith to have to do away with that Xfinity Series machine. There you go. I can spit it out, I promise. Elijah Travis listed off of the lead lap, well behind the 8 ball, out of the top 20 at this point in time. So as the field makes their way through 3 and 4 here, pace car going to get ready to duck on off. We're going to be ready to go back. Green flag racing once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. There you see Travis doing the gentleman thing. He's going to drop to the bottom of the speedway, give the clear line to Smith, and green flag flies as he nails the gas. Ryan Johnson hits the loud pedal, and away we go back. Green flag racing back down into turn number 1, and Johnson absolutely checked out on this restart. He's got himself already a half a second advantage over Luke Smith, who has about the same over Brandon Shirley. Nate Johnson, your pole sitter here tonight, has made his way back up inside the top 5, now running in that 4th spot. We have seen Johnson running as far back as the 10th position here tonight, so looks like the speed finally coming back to that Gatorade 88 Ford Mustang. Do want to take a moment once again to thank each and every one of you tuning in here tonight, dealing with the off voice, dealing with the nasal sound. I know it's there. I can hear it myself. A little bit of allergies going on, sinuses causing me some issues, but nonetheless, we can't miss any of this great racing action, especially from a great facility like this. Texas No Limit Speedway putting on a show here. Andy Turner going to make his way on the bottom of the track, look to take that spot away from Nate Johnson. Battle side by side down the back stretch. That's a battle for 4th and 5th on the speedway. Luke Smith was able to overcome that half a second deficit on the restart and put himself back into the top spot. The 10 now leads. Ryan Johnson fast on his trail right there. About a car length and a half separates your top 2 drivers, but right here is where the action really is. Battle between Andy Turner and Nate Johnson. Tyler Rush not too far off in his 27 machine. More battles on track. We'll check this one out. That's going to begin to develop. Kevin Bernheimer slowly makes his way back to the tail end of that 77 machine. As we find ourselves under the 15-minute remaining mark, why don't we go ahead, run down a little driver highlight, a little driver spotlight. We'll start with your class leaders out here tonight. There you can see the Waynesboro, Pennsylvania driver in the Ford Performance. Crush number 10. At a prime time racing, Luke Smith leads the overall field and leads the Cup class. Got to jump back to the 12th position to find your highest running Truck Series driver. There you can see Chase Berry. He makes his way around one of the back markers and now back around Elijah Travis. The 5 of Chase Berry running strong here tonight. Back to this man right here who leads this Xfinity class, Richard Reimuller, the Lynbrook, New York native, doing all he can to secure yet another class win. Can he put that 92 back into victory lane in the Xfinity class? Just about 13 minutes remaining before we find out who can get that job done. Adam Benefield in the truck class just to his outside. Benefield was one of those drivers caught up and involved in our only on-track caution. Oh, as Elijah Travis hard into that outside wall, the Ocala, Florida native with a little bit of trouble. Travis looking to get that Supra back in line. back towards the front of the field. We'll rejoin the Cup car battle going on track because they are all nose to tail now. Luke Smith, Ryan Johnson, Brandon Shirley, Andy Turner, Nate Johnson, Tyler Rush, all packed up with each other right here. A little bit of a gap back to Chris Wheeler and Thomas Myers. But as these drivers continue to battle, look for Wheeler as well as Rush to slowly make their way back up here with that pack. We've got, looks like Nate Johnson looking to the inside of Andy Turner as Ryan Johnson looks to take that top spot back away from Luke Smith. Not going to be able to do so just yet. The top three beginning to step away as these three for 4th, 5th, and 6th battle once again. Tyler Rush now slotted into that 5th spot. He's looking for more, looking to take 4th away. He's going to give up some ground there as he hit the bottom of the speedway. Andy Turner able to keep that 35 tucked in right there in front of that 27. Back up to this battle for that top spot as we inch closer and closer to just 10 minutes remaining here tonight from Texas No Limits Motor Speedway in the Texas Two-Step 125, brought to you by Ackerman Aviation Group right here in the Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Still a close battle right here at the front of this field. Ryan Johnson still looking to get by Luke Smith. Brandon Shirley slowly losing touch as these top two battle it out amongst themselves. And Shirley sitting in a beautiful spot to pick up the pieces if the fight gets a little, I don't want to say overrated, but if the fight gets a little too rambunctious, there you go. Shirley sitting in the catbird seat, able to pick up the pieces should these top two drivers get into each other. As you see them make their way by an Xfinity class driver, that is Mike, I believe that is Michael Hayward in the 14 Ford Mustang. And yes, it is the U.S. Air Force Ford Mustang going down yet another lap here tonight as your top Cup class drivers continue to just pound the pavement here tonight. Man, I tell you what, Ryan Johnson not letting Luke Smith breathe at all at the front of this field, and he's going to have to continue to crush it if he's going to take away the race win here tonight. Now, Ryan Johnson forcing his way to the bottom. Gotta watch the back markers here. Will they come into play? They're going to split them off of two. Smith to the top, Johnson to the bottom. They split. One back marker, now they go to the inside of yet another side-by-side into 3 and 4. Sideways there for Smith. That's going to open up the door for Brandon Shirley. He's going to look to put, oh, what a crossover. Slams the door on Shirley. Luke Smith secures that second spot for now. Still side-by-side close racing action up here at the front of the field. Luke Smith had a bit of a moment, got sideways. That opened the door for Brandon Shirley to look to the inside, slammed the door right there on Shirley, and now looking to the inside. Here comes Smith with a charge. Once again, going to get right there, not going to be able to pull that pass off just yet. They'll work their way off of turn number 2, a little bit of a distance in front of your race leader, Ryan Johnson, before they will hit some more back markers here. But will the back markers come into play once again? We've seen Johnson utilize 2 back markers to take that top spot away. What will Brandon Shirley do as a Ford driver? Will he stay right there and help out a fellow Ford member, or will he look to put his Ford Mustang into victory lane? I know what I would do. I think I know what you would do, But what would Shirley do in this situation, trying to keep a Ford driver up there on top of the overall point standings, try to get a Ford driver to walk away with the race win? Or will he play all for himself, as we are now under 7 minutes remaining in tonight's 85-minute timed event for the Texas Two-Step 125. There you can see that 92 of Richard Mueller. He's going to lose yet another lap here tonight. Mueller sitting back 5 laps from your race leader, Chase Berry, sitting down 2 laps on the overall race lead. Both of those drivers are your class leaders. The truck class leader going to Chase Berry. The Xfinity class lead going to Richard Mueller right now. I know Michael Taylor is listed in an Xfinity color, but Taylor is inside one of those trucks. And interesting enough right now, as we go overhead hood shot right here with Ryan Johnson, it looks like the trucks are faring a little bit better here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway than those Xfinity class drivers. We've got 3 truck drivers in line, 12th, 13th, 14th on the track, all ahead of your highest running Xfinity Series driver, Richard Mueller, sitting back in that 15th position. Slowly but surely stepping away from the competition, Ryan Johnson has made almost a second gap between himself and Luke Smith. Brandon Shirley right there still all over Smith. Tyler Rush has lost a ton of time on the track. Rush 3.3 seconds back behind Shirley, battling it out right now with that 22 Midnight Mac machine of Chris Wheeler. Wheeler looking to get up there and try to take a spot away late in the going. Wheeler rounds out your overall top 5. There you can see that 77 of Thomas Myers. He's going to make his way by Richard Mueller as well. He's got Andy Turner not too far off of him right now. Oh my gosh, excuse me, thought we had the mic muted. Apparently, we did not get that button hit in time. Do apologize for the sneeze right there on air and in the mic. Told you, sinuses, they ain't no joke, man, I tell you that much. How about this? Up near the front, Brandon Shirley able to take that second spot away from Luke Smith with just 3.5 minutes remaining. Smith beginning to fall to the wayside. Does Shirley have anything for Ryan Johnson, who now enjoys over a 2-second race advantage over these two drivers that continue to battle it out for second and third on the speedway? They have themselves quite a distance to get back to Tyler Rush. That's 3.5 seconds back to that 27 machine, so they can mix it up quite a bit, but I don't think there's going to be any type of mixing it up right now, as Brandon Shirley's stepping away from Luke Smith. Shirley going by the back marker. Chase Berry right there, gonna fall 3 laps down to your race leader, Ryan Johnson, who continues to keep that 2-second advantage in his back pocket right now. Big shout out to Chase Berry, man. How about that? Not just being the first car off of the lead lap, being the highest running truck series driver, slotted in the 12th position, well in front of a lot of Xfinity Class Series drivers. And, I mean, look at that right there. Barry has got himself a lap or 2 laps advantage over his closest running Truck Series class competitor, Richard Brian Mueller. He's got himself about 4 seconds over William Klingbeil. Michael Gitchell not far off of Klingbeil. Mike Ayward rounds out the drivers of 5 laps down in the 18th position right now with just a minute and a half remaining. How many laps will these drivers put in by the time we are done tonight? Why don't we go ahead and check in on that real quick? And oh, both of us wrong. Elijah, both of us wrong. Both of us very close, though. Looks like these drivers going to break that 150 lap threshold. So neither myself or Travis guessing right. So the $10, well, it rolls over. We'll have a $15 Win Dave's Dollars race next Friday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for Split Decisions Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Ryan Johnson makes his way off of turn number 2 back down the back stretch. Just 45 seconds remain. That's going to mean these drivers are going to have to go around the track at least one more time. Ryan Johnson works his way off of turn number 4. We'll see the white flag fly here tonight at Texas No Limit Speedway in the Texas Two-Step 125, brought to you by Ackerman Aviation. Ryan Johnson with complete control over this race right now has himself a huge gap as we are down under 10 seconds, and I believe that's going to go ahead and put it in the books. When will he cross the line? And yes, that's going to put an end to tonight's race. Final lap right there for Ryan Johnson. He completes the night with the checkered flag. Going to make it one more lap around just for good measure. And it looks like Tyler Rush was able to make his way by Chris Wheeler. That's going to put Rush inside the top 4. Move Chris Wheeler back to the 5th spot. Kevin Bernheimer finishing in 6th. Checkered flag out now. Ryan Johnson walks away with yet another race win here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And what a night it was here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And with being under the weather a little bit, we're going to fast forward through some of the post-race events. Going to look back here at your highest running truck class driver, Chase Berry, with a fine run here tonight. He'll capture the flag in that truck class. Back to this man right here, Richard Brian Mueller in that 92 machine. He walks away with the Xfinity class win here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. So with that being said, race fans, we're going to go ahead and fast forward, and we'll be right back. Get things set up for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Texas Two-Step. Right here from Texas No Limit Speedway in the Split Decisions Racing's Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Tell you what, let's see if we can't go grab a word or two in with the driver that walked away with that truck class win. Let's see if we can't dial up the 5 of Chase Berry. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Same old same. Well, this makes it 2 in a row for you, doesn't it?
Yeah. It should be 3 if I didn't run out of gas at Vegas, but that's another story.
Well, we can't win them all. You know how it is. But, walking away tonight, Chase, in the 12th position overall, the highest running non-Cup driver, that's got to mean a little something for you and that 5 crew.
Yeah, it does. Like that's a kind of like an inner goal that I try to make. Is like when I'm running, like in a lower car, it's like, all right, let me be faster than the rest. Like because I know the Xfinity cars are so much faster in a straight line, but the trucks can move so much faster in a corner. So it's kind of equal balance. So I try to get it to where I'm better than the rest, and it works out sometimes, and sometimes it don't.
Well, Chase, my man, you had a great run here tonight. Walked away, as we already said, in the 12th position overall, but more importantly, with that truck class win. So before we let you go and celebrate the rest of the night away, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, we give a shout out to you for broadcasting. I haven't done that, talked to you in a long time. Split decisions, put this on. It's been fun ever since, got back, and all the other winners, Ryan and Rich, and all the boys back at the shop at Payday Racing, wherever they're at work, whatever, and then Dave and all them helping me out get back in. That's pretty much it. Same thing every day.
I hear you, my man. Well, we'll see if we can't catch up with you here in the next coming weeks as we get closer and closer to starting our championship run.
All righty. Take care. Have fun. Peace out.
Well, there you go, Chase Berry. Always a bright spot, always fun to talk to. Me and Chase go back quite a bit into some other leagues and things of that nature. Chase always a fun guy to deal with, always upbeat, always having fun. Chase Berry walks away with the truck class win. That's going to bring us to the driver that walked away with the Xfinity class win. Let's see if we can't now grab a word in with Lord Helmet. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave. How's it going?
Pretty good. A little Spaceballs reference there for you. Don't know if you caught that.
No, I didn't actually catch that yet. You pulled me in a little too late.
All right. Anyways, man, how you doing after a good run here? Another Xfinity class win for you in that 92 crew. How you guys feeling about tonight, and how are you feeling as we get closer and closer to the chase?
I mean, I'm still waiting for that promotion. Still waiting for that to happen. But, I mean, it's a good night. Texas is a weird enough track that I can kind of run away because I know how to save my stuff a little bit better than some of the field. It was probably could have been a good race between me and Kayla, but she went out real early. Not quite sure what happened. I just saw her turn dead right in my mirror. Other than that, it was pretty much smooth sailing. It's a fun track in the Xfinity car. If you drive it right, it doesn't actually turn into a dump truck.
Well, that seems to be that was a big time fight out of a lot of drivers out there. We heard on the race chatter over there in Happy Hour, a lot of drivers were fighting either the car being a complete dump truck or the car being just basically a drift car. How was the balance inside of that 92?
It's not too bad. Depending on how you drive it, if you kind of save your stuff over the beginning of it, not kill the right front and try and drive it off the right rear, it stays pretty neutral most of the time until you decide to get greedy, and then it gets super tight. But as long as you like try and keep it neutral, it'll stay that way. So it wasn't too bad.
All right, Richard. Well, again, my man, congratulations with walking away in 15th spot overall, but more importantly, walking away with that Xfinity class win. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, any special thanks on the side of that 92?
Just thank you to the league for putting this on as always. And thank you for broadcasting it. It's been a fun league. Happy to do it.
All right. Well, we'll look to see if we can't catch up with you here in the next few coming weeks. What do you say?
Well, hopefully it's next week we got Martinsville, so that should be a mess, but hopefully a fun one.
I hear you. The clip always troublesome.
Always. It's going to get tight.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the driver walking away with the Xfinity class win. Not really looking forward to next week when we visit the Paperclip Martinsville Speedway in, well, overrated hot dog central right there if you ask me. But nonetheless, we'll get to that next week. Walking away with the Xfinity class win here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway in the Texas two-step was Richard Rymuller. That's going to bring us back to this man. We've talked to him multiple times throughout the year, and this very well may be what puts him in the top of the point standings. Let's see if we can't dial up your cup winner, your overall winner, Ryan Johnson. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Man, again, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I don't really know how. I mean, car felt extremely loose the whole night, and especially on that first run. Luke and I thought Brandon were gonna be able to run away with it. I don't know what Brandon was doing to save his stuff, but he started catching me again at the end there once he got around Luke, and I was like, well, I don't know, hopefully we're far enough ahead, and I guess we were tonight.
Yeah, luckily enough, as you said, you were. I don't want to say luckily enough, but you know what I mean there. You did have a gap that Shirley was unable to overcome. But I want to switch gears real quick with you. You came into tonight's race just 2 points behind the overall points lead in the Cup class. Now with that race win and the man you're battling in the season championship here in the Cup class, Luke Smith finishing in third, that's going to put you in the top spot coming into next week's race at Martinsville. How are you and that 38 crew feeling about next week's race?
Oh, Martinsville. Well, I got my first win there last season in SDRL. And it was a nail biter, but we got saved at the end because of a caution. But with all the rule changes, that ain't going to happen this season. And Luke was right on our heels. So I think it's going to be an interesting one. I think we're going to have to try our best to come after him next week.
Well, Ryan, my man, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you in post-race interviews. Always a pleasure to watch you out there on the track. It's been absolutely wonderful to watch you all season long. Watch you scratch, claw, and fight your way to a top spot in the point standings. We've talked to you multiple times. We'll see if we can talk to you multiple more times as we get ready to head off into the chase and run for the championship. But before we let you go and enjoy tonight's race win right here from Texas Motor Speedway, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, or thank anybody back home?
Yeah, all the admins here at Split Decisions. I know they had a late start tonight, trying to get everything set up and ready to go. You up in the booth for broadcast and do a great job. I love watching them. Taz Motorsports, my family, friends, girlfriend, mom, and our sponsors for the league.
All right, my man. Well, again, always a pleasure, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you here soon.
Absolutely, it's the plan.
There you go. Ryan Johnson walks away from the mic, walks away from the track with the checkered flag, with the overall race win, the Cup class win as well. And that's going to go ahead and secure his top spot in the overall point standings as well as the Cup class standings. Ryan Johnson doing a fine job looking to make it back-to-back season championships. We'll see if he can get the job done. Whew, what a night it was here tonight. What a night. It always is right here in Split Decisions Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. Not much left for us to do up here in the booth except run down a little bit more of the information. We'll throw some more information up there on the screen right there, bottom left-hand side. That's where you can find and check out those links that get you over there to Patrick Gaspar and allow you to help out the great cause that he's being involved in right now. Every bit of donations go to help veterans. Every bit of your donation will decide how many fast repairs these split decision racing drivers have in their full-length Indianapolis 500 race coming up here in the next handful of weeks. So head on over there, check that out. Any amount helps, any amount counts. We do appreciate each and every one of you, and it does look like producer's looking at me with some side eyes, so it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here on the Texas Two-Step, live from Texas Motor Speedway. Walking away with that top spot, Ryan Johnson. Brandon Shirley gonna finish in second, while Luke Smith rounds out your top three. Tyler Rush finishes in fourth, Chris Wheeler back in fifth. Kevin Bernheimer walks away in the sixth position. Thomas Myers, Andy Turner, Lucas Gortman, and Nate Johnson round out your top 10. 11th spot goes to your final Cup class driver. That's the 7 of Dave Gilbert. Chase Berry gonna slot home in 12th as your truck class winner. Mike Taylor also right there in 13th. Adam Benefield, another truck driver, slotted in front of a lot more of the Xfinity class drivers. Benefield gonna walk away in 14th. Rounding out your top 15 here tonight, the 92 of Richard Reimuller walks away with the Xfinity class win. William Klingbeil right there behind him. The 48 of Michael Gitchell going to finish in 17th, while Michael Ayward walks away from the track in his 14 machine back in the 18th position. 19th on track here tonight, Jeffrey Ramsdale. Elijah Travis with some trouble. He's going to finish 32 laps down, back in the 20th position. 21st goes to Lance Brantlinger. Mark Ackerman gonna walk away in 22nd. 23rd goes to Kayla McCarthy. William Percy finishing tonight's race back in 24th. 25th goes to Richard Crane. Vinny Tabby in the 47 machine gonna walk away in 26th, while Brad Youngman finishes tonight's race back in the 27th spot. Big time shout out to the admins and race officials here tonight, Patrick Gaspar as well as Matthew T. Lutz out there keeping everything straight, keeping all these drivers in line. And well, with that being said, race fans, not much left for us to do except, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.